Let's rock.
This is FanStream Sports.
Can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and let...
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Here we go! I guess I want to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about my pants.
Oh, yeah. Welcome into the Colby IndyCarTim show. That show you've chosen to click on because, well, the internet made you do it, as that's going to be the new catchphrase whenever me and Tim get in trouble with the law. That's just what's going to happen.
Always true.
You can reach us if you're listening via podcast form where you have downloaded this episode and you are now in the future to our past. You can text us still at 214-937-0569 for all the people that do that way. That's the way to communicate with us and let us know what you like, what you dislike, or, hey, just comments on what we're talking about, which that would be grand. And if you're currently on some of the live apps that we are on, whether it be Instagram, whether it be the TikTok, whether it be the Facebook or the Twitter, and you would like to talk to us, then do so via the app that you're on. Leave a like, a thumbs up, or hell, something to let us know that what we're doing is good or bad or indifferent
or ugly.
Yeah, just let us know. I am Colby Sapp, as one of the people that's in the name of this show. The other name in this show is the guy that's been commenting and bobbing his head. He also pushes all the buttons. It's one IndyCarTim. What's up, Tim?
Colby, my sports nipples are going crazy tonight
because of Raw and the return of the Wyatt Six.
I don't know what those words are that you just said. Colby, we have 2 championship games on tonight.
Yeah.
We've got a Game 7 Stanley Cup for the Cup. Is there anything more exciting in sports than a hockey Game 7 to decide who skates the Cup? And I know you're going to go, well, Stars aren't in it. I don't care.
Right.
Well, the rest of the hockey world cares because I care. And I do have a rooting interest in this because I don't want Florida to win because I freaking hate the Panthers.
I have a rooting interest, too. I don't want Canada to win.
Well, you should like Canada. They're our allies, sir.
Yeah, but Florida's where I get all my news and notes stories from.
Well, Florida's not going anywhere. We don't need the Panthers for news and notes, though.
Also, I pretty much hang out with 2 people from Florida nearly every other night.
Well, you need to stop that.
No, they're really cool guys.
No, not if they're from Florida.
Well, one of them is.
Just Fathead and Pootie?
No. Well, Fathead's from Texas. Pootie's from, he's from the swamps in Florida.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the nickname. And then also, Colby, in the world of college baseball, we have Game 3 of the College World Series, the deciding game between the Volunteers of Tennessee and the Giga-Maggies of Texas A&M College Station Aggies A&M.
So it's the R.J. Choppy versus the Kevin Hagelin Bowl.
Versus the IndyCarTim.
I was just talking about from the fan.
People that matter.
Yeah.
You know Choppy's watching. I'm surprised my phone hadn't blown up with freaking social media posts.
Well,
And with Hagee, for that matter.
Kevin, I wonder, because he is an Aggie, but he also roots for Duke.
I know.
And
so weird.
Sometimes I wonder if he has a chosen baseball team, or if he roots for the Aggies baseball team, or if he's like gone after another team, like he secretly loves, I don't know, USC's baseball team or something crazy like that.
That's like being a Rangers fan and then also being a Blue Jays fan.
I've cheered for those teams at separate times.
The Blue Jays?
Yeah, the Joe Carter led.
Sure, that was when the Rangers sucked.
Right.
But it doesn't make, just because you cheer for them in the World Series over the Phillies doesn't make you a Blue Jays fan.
See, it was just cheering for Joe. I thought that was just a cool guy, and he had such a basic name.
Joe Carter.
Yeah, Joe, he had 2 first names.
What about the great Montreal Expo, Gary Carter?
Never liked Gary Carter.
I always liked Gary Carter. He was an Expo, sir.
Yeah.
My second favorite team before they moved.
I always liked the Expos players after they left the Expos.
Pete Rose, Gary Carter, Pedro Martinez.
Yeah.
Vote for Pedro. Is that what that shirt was?
Yes.
Pedro Martinez?
Yes, it was for Pedro
That's
Martinez. It wasn't for anything else other than Pedro Martinez.
It's a weird shirt to wear in a bad movie.
By the way, if you're waiting on Mystery Shotgun, it will be Wednesday where we will discuss the leaked photographs of the Corn Sweat Superman photos that leaked off a set. Also, the new Mr. Terrific that's going to be in that movie also has photos now leaked all over the internet.
Gross.
We will discuss that. No gross pictures of them. They're in costume.
Their incognito costume.
Which will lead to the debate when, you know what, we'll find out right now what side of this debate Tim is on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll leave my thoughts about it for Wednesday when we discuss it. But Tim,
I also have, by the way, it's not on the run sheet. At some point, I am going to get into an extension of our conversation from Wednesday about the Acolyte.
ooh,
I have new information, Colby. Well, it's new information for me, maybe not everybody else.
all right.
It explains a lot of stuff. We'll get into that later, too.
Oh, good. I've actually got things that I found out about that. Yeah, about the Acolyte that can add to that conversation. But Tim, as far as Superman attire is concerned, do you prefer trunks or no trunks?
Like pants?
Where he has the red Superman trunks on top of his pants, or like, okay, so Cavill didn't have it, right?
He didn't?
It was just the Superman pants.
Okay, I have to go look this up now. Is this a Mandela effect thing?
No. It's not a Mandela effect thing. Corn Sweat has he's got his underoos on the outside.
I was never aware that Henry Cavill's Superman did not have pants on.
No, I mean, he had pants on. He didn't have the red
over
the.
Well, okay. I feel like he does. They're just blue. They're the same color as his tights. Yeah, I never noticed that before. No, 100,000%. I prefer the trunks.
You prefer the trunks.
Yes.
You prefer the old school.
Yes.
As the Super Friends, everybody had that situation.
Because now this makes me uncomfortable looking at pictures of Superman without pants on.
Well, he just doesn't have the he's got pants on.
Well, he has the tights, but there's nothing covering up the super junk.
So it's the ode to those costumes were the ode to the like Peter Pan situation, the on stage delivery of these characters and what have you, and they moved over in art form to the comic books.
Okay.
Where that was a thing, a lot of your heroes had that two-tone situation going on. And so that moved over to the comic books. And then the comic books slowly got away from it.
Huh.
In some forms they don't. Like if you go watch any of the 90s versions of Superman, they all he's got the trunks on.
Right.
But then moving a little farther, like, so why are we keep doing this? Why is Superman's, because they moved on from Batman. Batman doesn't do it anymore.
Right.
At all. And he used to.
But they got away from that, like with Keaton's Batman, right?
Right.
Okay. And that was a good costume.
That was, besides his neck couldn't move.
Right. Yeah. Famously.
So, but yeah. So that's going to be the debate coming up in Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. That will be Wednesday night, kids, because I also have other information that I'm searching down to try and solve a couple of things going on with the MCU. So we'll have MCU news along with the DC Studios news, or the Gunverse, whatever you want to call it. And then also there was a Penguin trailer released last week for a new teaser trailer. And so it's getting excited about that version of the DC universe that I don't know how long it's going to last, because I think all he's got is 3 movies and they've only scheduled 2, but we'll get into all that. And tonight coming up, by the way, we've got our sports report. We got our good, bad, and ugly. We have a list that involves, I found one that involves 10 most useless Marvel characters ever created. Into that with pictures and good fun, and maybe a little bit that involves belly button lint. Hold on to your butts. then Tim's got some stats that may astound you involving the Texas Rangers. And then I have news and notes where we've got everything from Florida to shark attacks, or maybe we've got shark attacks now.
Are those real?
Apparently they are, because
sharks real?
Yes. Sameo Perry, which you may or may not know who that is, but he was a Pirates of the Caribbean actor. He has died after being attacked by a shark while surfing in Hawaii.
Yikes.
So the 49-year-old died on Sunday afternoon. Honolulu's emergency services confirmed in a press conference. Emergency services were called to, I'm not going to try it, a beach.
A beach in Hawaii.
At around 1300 local time. That's 1 o'clock, kids. But Perry, who was also a lifeguard, was pronounced dead by paramedics after being brought to shore by jet ski. He portrayed one of the Buccaneers in the Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. You say Pirates on the Caribbean or Pirates on the Caribbean?
Pirates of, not on.
Of.
I say Caribbean.
By the way,
I think both are accurate, right?
I think so too. Either that or I just want to be right and you can be right too along with me. But yeah, so I've always heard that the sharks go after people on surfboards not because they think they're people on surfboards. It's because your arms and legs are out and you look like a giant fish of some sort.
Yeah, your food.
So, but I can't imagine being out there, because obviously you're surfing because you really enjoy it.
And he was an accomplished surfer, by the way.
Right.
He wasn't just out there beginning and learning. He was a very accomplished surfer.
And shock and just and you're done. If I were to make a list of the most definite ways that I don't want to go, it's by animal attack. That's
got to be up there, right?
Knowing that you have no defense, that this thing just wants to do what it's going to do, and you could try.
And it can do whatever it wants to you, like a bear or something like that.
Right. Even though I've seen those TikTok videos where the cameramen are on the beach and the grizzly bears just,
yeah.
And they all like extend their coats out and go, woo, and it runs off confused.
I'm not risking it.
I mean, no, I'm not. But yet if it works, then don't you try it?
Well, you got to try something.
At that point,
yeah,
because it's barreling down. It's either raise your jacket up and look like a streaker, or toss Phil in the way, right? That's your only two options.
Your slowest friend.
Yeah. Just everybody get behind Phil and shove. We'll make it out of here.
I don't got to beat the bear. I just got to beat you.
That's right. It's got to be quicker. But I can't imagine shark attack, because there's absolutely nothing. You're not a dolphin.
No,
you can't
outswim a shark.
No, and apparently you can't outsurf one either.
No, because if anybody could, you'd think and I don't know we details obviously about this.
No, there wasn't.
If he fell off the surfboard and got attacked in the water or what. But to me, man, I'm kind of with Kavanaugh on this these days. Just stay the hell out of the water.
Just don't go.
Just don't. I will go to a beach, but I'm not going farther out than like knee deep. I don't have any desire to be out there past my knees. I'll sit in the water, I'll jump, and I'll get, put my body in the water and stuff, but I am not going out, neck deep in the water where I can't see what's below me. I'm not doing it.
I've done that before, actually quite a few times. I've done the whole, let's go snorkeling. I've done the getting the little propel, like kind of submarine thing where you're holding on to it and going underwater and looking at stuff through your goggles and whatnot. I've done all that. And it never once in those instances did I ever think, shark. I
didn't either until recently.
I never thought there's a possibility that there could be something out here that wants to eat me. But yet, I mean, and shark attacks are very rare, but I mean,
But are they now?
they are.
Seem like we hear about them every day.
Well, because of the internet.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, there's a lot of people on this
Well, the internet's not wrong.
blue sphere. And,
Wait, I thought it was a disc.
and no,
Oh, it's not?
it's
Are
not.
those people wrong?
I think they're wrong, Tim.
Damn it.
I don't think they're right.
It's a frisbee.
Going back to that, I've often said I can't imagine the internet back in the day of like the horrors that have happened in our past. Can you imagine how flooded it would be?
Good if it existed.
Right. When everybody's talking about this Jack the Ripper dude or
On the internet,
on the internet
the 1870s internet.
back then, or this Hitler guy's insane. Right.
Wow. If the internet existed in history.
That blow your mind. Because
Wow.
it's already enough that we get to hear about everybody's thoughts.
Yeah.
But can you imagine everybody's thoughts when, you know, they didn't know that everybody needed to know the things that they know? Like now we nothing we hear is new information except for maybe, you know, the Hawk Tua girl, which
God, she's gorgeous, by the way.
has been information to some people like that. Oh, wait, people do that?
Yeah, but did we need to know it?
Yeah. Yes, we needed to know.
Tua.
You know, spit on that thing.
You know what I feel should have gone viral over that?
What's that?
That should have been more viral than Hawk Tua.
No, it shouldn't. A girl making sure that other people know that, hey, ladies, you need to go ahead and spit on that thing is a lot more informational and just, well, quite frankly, cute.
I feel like we already knew that, though.
Apparently not, Tim. Apparently a lot of folks didn't know it that needed to know it.
You've never seen that video on the internet of that girl trying to gas up her car and she pulls out the diesel handle and it won't fit in the thing. So she looks at it and she spits on it and then tries to put it back in. That's an actual video that occurred at a gas station from like the surveillance video. Like really?
Right.
Hawk Tua. She Hawk Tua'd that thing. And it still didn't fit.
She did.
Good for her.
But that's a lot more informational. That one too than pot fart girl.
Pot fart girl was hot too, though.
That she's a little less hot with the pot fart, man.
Not to me.
Man, just a little less.
I want her to do that on demand.
No, I demand she stop.
Colby, if me and her are laying in bed, and I'm really tired, I've got a slight headache, and she sort of starts reaching over and scratching my back or whatever, and I'm just like, man, can I just wake you up in the morning? I said, I just don't feel like it right now. She'd say, okay, I understand. And then if I hear, I am on top of her in about 5 seconds.
You are the only one in the world that hears that noise and goes, it's go time.
And then if I hear followed by a, she's getting pregnant in about 4 seconds.
You're lying now. I think you're playing a joke.
No. You don't think that's hot?
No, there's nothing hot about that.
It's kind of hot.
If the back end of that thing starts talking to me while I'm thinking about going anywhere near it with my plumbing, I think I'm out. In fact, you know what? I don't have to think. I know.
Oh, I'm in so many
out.
ways.
I'm out.
I'm so in. Well, that's not what you said that one time.
Shooting a load into a lady. That was about the action movie where the dude shot people while also shooting the lady.
I don't even remember the context.
Shooting a load into a lady. Shoot 'em Up, the movie, which, by the way, if you haven't seen Shoot 'em Up, the movie, you need to, just to understand me a little bit more.
I jumped into a mosh pit with a guy in a full-blown chicken suit.
I did.
Did you fart in that chicken suit?
I wasn't in the
Oh, the
chicken
guy
suit.
was in the full-blown chicken suit.
So, well, we've meandered our way a long ways to get to me having to now quietly segue to Tim and go, hey, Tim, what day is it, bud?
Even know after all that. Glad you asked, though. Told me it's time for what day is it? As I attempt to meander and find our graphics here. I'm very good at graphics today.
No.
Our computer's kind of slow here. What's happening?
I mean, there it is.
I got my computer doing several things in the background. It's probably not good while I'm streaming, huh?
No, probably not good.
Bobby, I'm glad you asked. Where do you get your electricity from? I'm just kidding.
Oh, good, because I don't know.
Link. That's right. You never heard that bit, did you? The old Norm commercial when he's at the ticket and he couldn't find his live read, but he knew it was about electricity. And he literally went on for about 45 seconds while he's looking for his paper. And it was just basically, who do you get your electricity from? That's an important question. Do you know the answer? Electricity is important. Like he just went off without any type in front of him or anything for like 30 or 45 seconds before he finally found the read. He was on remote somewhere. It's freaking hysterical. Colby, today, should have looked at these ahead of time.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Colby, today.
You can just pick through some good ones.
Colby, today is international, not national, but international Fairy Day.
Like on the water?
No, the other kind.
The Tinkerbell?
The Tinkerbell Fairy.
Huh.
It's time to fill the day with the same enchantment as those of the fairies.
So it's the thing that Will Smith was trying to catch in that one Netflix movie?
I guess so. Watching Will Smith movies.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't
What
good.
was it? Which one was it?
It wasn't bad. It was basically Will Smith was in a world full of fantasy creatures and he was a police officer.
That sounds reasonable.
Yep.
Colby, not here, but over in the UK, the motherland. Our old wicked overlords before we burst into the freedom world.
Uh-huh.
It's Armed Forces Day in the UK.
All right, then. So everybody go stand still outside the palace.
With a goofy hat on.
That's right.
By the way, we kicked y'all's asses back in 1770s.
That's right, because y'all just kept marching straight.
Y'all didn't know what to do.
Stupid.
We kept throwing footballs at you. You don't know how to catch them because you're trying to kick them.
That's right.
Idiots. Oh, I have a soccer story for us too tonight.
Oh, dear.
That's not a good one. Almost got my ass kicked at the bar yesterday. I'm pretty sure I could come in every show and say that and it would be true.
Probably.
Colby, it's Farmer Day.
It's yesterday?
Yesterday.
It's the former day.
Not Former Day.
Okay.
Farmer Day.
Oh, not Informer? Informer.
Mark. Colby, it is also Holy Spirit Monday.
All right. Everybody go speak in the tongues.
And then we move on to International St. John's Day. Is that like St. John's wort?
Huh? The hospital?
The medicine. St. John's wort.
Probably St. John, the St. John. Since it's Holy Spirit Day, it probably has something to do with John the Baptist.
It is St. John Baptiste Day. It's also that day. He's French. And you hate Canada, so.
Right.
Curiously,
George.
it is National La Day.
That's what?
La. L-E. La.
The day?
Join us as we explore the origins of the name La and its meaning. Maybe they mean Lee? Does Lee just have one E sometimes?
No.
I don't think so either. It's like La. Like
I'm not
David LaFleur.
I'm not joining anybody discovering anything about La.
I'm not either. And then another curious one. As we drop our stereotypes, we adopt a new perception and give all of our partners equal treatment because it is National Relationship Equity Day. Screw that. The man's in charge, right?
Unless he doesn't want to be.
That's true. Unless it's Friday night and I decide I want to be the submissive.
Just
Hanging from that swing, all bound up and gagged.
right.
Not that I've ever done that. I just heard about it. Watched it in a movie once.
You Sam heard about it?
Gross. Colby, finally something that has some meaning, if in fact there is anything. It is National Pralines Day.
Ooh,
Like you a good praline?
dude. Yes, and then also that the one that's always in the, like, when you're leaving the Mexican food restaurant and they've got the Mexican form of the pecans in the sugar stuff and all that reminds me of oh, that's the best.
So that's my favorite ice cream on the entire planet right now. Is it Baskin Robbins? Pecan pralines and cream.
So you're a turtle guy. You also like the turtle.
I don't like the turtle's different.
It just has,
isn't it?
It just has more stuff than it's got that, but more stuff in it.
Turtle has pecans, pralines, and cream in it.
And usually
like fudge or something
and chocolate.
Nah, I'm out. I just like the one I like.
Oh, stupid.
Don't try to trick up what I like.
You know what? If it's, look, man, awesome plus awesome equals more awesome.
Not always. That's not true, sir.
Every single time. You can't find a spot where if you take awesome and you add awesome to it, it doesn't get more awesome.
Okay, sex is awesome.
Right.
And roller coasters are awesome.
Uh-huh.
Boy, that's a bad example. Sex on roller coasters is awesome.
It'd be really awesome if you can pull it off.
Until somebody flies out of the car.
Well,
because nobody's strapped in.
Make sure you strap it up, guys.
Speaking of strap-ons.
What?
Colby, it's swim a lap day.
No.
I'd rather not.
I mean,
swim anything. Swimming's boring. Especially when there's sharks in the water.
I like swimming, but my current apartment complex has a pool that's gets the max of 4 or 3 feet deep.
That's it?
That's it.
It's a hot tub. That's not a pool.
Well, they call it a pool.
Is it big?
I mean, it's big enough to be a pool. It's just not deep.
That's what she said. I've never seen that before.
I hadn't either. Till I remember the first time going up to it and going, yeah, and they got a pool. Cool. I'm going to go get in the pool. And then I'd get in and the water comes up to,
You try to dive in?
I didn't. But one of my favorite things to do is do like flips and stuff in the pool.
Yeah.
I mean, love that. Or diving in, or that's the fun about it.
Can't do that there.
No, you'll bottom out quick, fast, and in a hurry.
That's what she said. And finally, Colby, as if recycling isn't enough, today is upcycling day.
Man, fuck off.
Do you recycle?
Not really.
Or do you upcycle?
What is upcycling? Is that like when you pay for the person behind you's food?
So upcycling. So recycling is just when you put I know what you said. So recycling is when you throw the correct items in the correct bin, right? To take to the trash and they get recycled.
Right.
Allegedly. I still have my doubts that ever happens anywhere. Upcycling is when instead of throwing these things away, you repurpose them into things that you can use at home.
So reusing shit, like using mason jars as drinking.
Everybody does that, right?
Yeah, that's part of it.
Like the picture on the screen here for the instance that they're showing is it's a plastic water bottle that someone has turned into a bird feeder.
Oh, man.
Okay, well, I go through 24 plastic water bottles a week at least.
Well, feed all the birds.
I don't need 24 bird feeders. Eat birds. Birds are the worst.
They're not the worst. They might be robots that are U.S. government security.
Yeah, they're Russian security spies.
That's right. Birdsaren'treal.com. It's a thing.
Is it really?
It is a thing.
That hasn't gone the way of nogold.com yet?
Nope.
Well, good for us. All right, you ready to move on to something that matters again?
Sure, let's do it. It is time for the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim Show's Sports Report. And here with all the sports that he cares about today, it's one IndyCarTim.
Colby, a significant happening in the season that is the Texas Rangers.
The mutant came out to play, Tim.
The mutant came out to play, and boy, howdy, did he ever play.
Yes,
Were you able to watch any of this? I mean, I can't because I don't get Bally's.
Oh, yes. Well, I watched, of course, like I normally do the next day, the YouTube video.
Yeah, I don't even do that.
And got to see what he was throwing down. And yeah, he's his his speed and all that's not what it used to be, but man, his pitch location and everything else was phenomenal.
Dude, he looked like he never missed a beat.
And he was raring to get it, man. That was great to see.
He looked like he was in peak form. It was, of course, for those that don't know, his season debut after dealing with a herniated disc late last season, and being shelved until now. But, Bruce Bochy, the manager, said going into it, we just kind of want to see what we've got. If he's able to go 5 innings, great. If he goes 2 innings, great. We'll know what we have. Well, he did a little bit better than that, Skip.
Yep.
As what he went no hit ball through 4 1/3. No hit ball through 4 1/3 before MJ Melendez doubled with 1 out in the 5th. And like you said, he looked like everything was clicking. Speed wasn't there, but that will come.
Right.
But the location, I'm more concerned with the location than speed anyway, especially a guy his age. And I will take everything that he had. Scherzer and then reliever Jose Urena combined to face just 1 over the minimum as they shut out the Royals on 99 total pitches. Scherzer only threw 57 pitches in 5 innings. 5 scoreless innings, 57 pitches. You don't get much more efficient than that.
No, you don't. And it was great to see him. It was great to see the bully come out there and do what they did. But man, the other thing to get truly excited about with this Texas Rangers team is the fact that I believe Mr. Wyatt Langford has figured this thing out a little bit. Bat's coming alive. He's actually right now one of your hottest hitters for the Texas Rangers. From the granny the other night to then what he's been doing as far as, just making contact, getting the ball out to the outfield, running the bases. This is what we kind of expected at the beginning of the season. And now we're getting there. And so it looks like that the Texas Rangers are going to get paid off with their patience on this kid, which there's no reason to not be patient with him from all the tools that he has. And there was some people calling for, hey, you may want to send him down, but nobody else on this team is hitting either. So go ahead and let him keep trying to get there. Because if he gets there and everything else falls together like it should, then this team will, for the second half of the season, may make a run with pitching and players coming back and starting to streak a little bit. So I was very excited to see what Wyatt Langford was doing. Is he going to somehow battle back into Rookie of the Year contention? I'm not sure. But
because Carter's coming back pretty soon too.
Yes.
So we'll see what we get with him. Another notable occurrence for Mr. Max Scherzer is he had 4 strikeouts in those 5 innings. That tied him for 11th on Major League Baseball's all-time strikeout list with 3,371. He's tied with Greg Maddux.
Hurry up and get that extra one, because Scherzer did it by pitching in the strike zone.
Maddux was pretty good.
Maddux, yeah, but how many times did that sweeping pitch go?
Just fooled the batter, though.
Yeah, it fooled the batter and the umpire because it was nowhere near a strike. And strike.
That was Angel Hernandez. He's gone now.
What? That wasn't always Angel.
Like he umpired behind the plate for every Braves game in the 90s. It's just the way it worked. So congratulations to Max Scherzer. He seems to be back. And we're going to get into some stats in the second hour that I've got for you guys for the Rangers that blew my mind, that were made aware to me by our colleague Norm Hitzkiss.
Oh, jeez.
And they blew my mind. So stay tuned for that. We're going to get into some Rangers stats in the middle segment of the second hour. Colby, also happening in the world of sports here in Dallas. Something's going on at the Star.
Oh, really?
Mike McCarthy is not a happy camper at the Star. I believe the quote was, He's getting fed up with Jerry Jones.
Okay.
An anonymous ex-Cowboys personnel executive who's no longer with the team, but who is still close to the situation inside. I don't know who that could be.
Also, don't remain anonymous. Go ahead and put your name out there if you're just going to leak it.
If you're not with the team anymore, they're going to fire you.
Yeah.
But he says McCarthy is regularly expressing grief about the way Jerry is handling things, like most Dallas Cowboys fans.
Right.
He's not happy with the way the Prescott contract has not been handled. And he feels like as he enters this lame duck season with no contract, he does not feel like he is being set up for success.
Well, he's not.
It's a very astute observation, Mike, because you're not.
Congratulations. You had your opportunity. You did. You had your opportunity, and it was what you call last year. That's what it was. That's what you had. And you walked out there, and your defense, which got let down by the guy that's now in Washington, decided to play like a sieve. And your offense looked like they were tentative and had to take a little bit before they could catch a hold of what they needed to do.
Yeah.
That was your playoffs to win. And now what you have to do is be a better coach and put this thing together and put it on your back and either make it work or go down with the ship. Those are your options. But your full-scale attack that happened when they got you everybody you supposedly needed was last season.
Yep.
If you, as a Cowboys fan, want to lay that at the feet of Dak, go ahead. If you want to lay it at the feet of the defense, go ahead. And ultimately, though, they can't fire the whole defense, and they're not going to fire Dak, but they will fire is the head coach and try something different.
The former personnel executive told Yahoo Sports McCarthy's doing the best he can. Some of the people I've talked to have said that he's getting fed up with Jerry Jones and the way the season has been handled. Offseason has been handled. It's hard. I feel bad for Dak Prescott. I think Dak's a really good quarterback who's capable of taking a team to the Super Bowl, but he has to overcome a lot of things being put on his plate this year. The current players are more concerned about Jerry Jones than their head coach.
Right.
Because they all understand that ownership can undermine the head coach at any time.
Well, this is what we've heard every time things start to go south.
Yep.
Every time something starts to go south with the Dallas Cowboys, can't believe I couldn't say that word right. How many times have I said that? No microphone.
A lot.
But every time anything goes wrong and starts not looking good with the Dallas Cowboys, this is what is leaked out. It's never leaked out when things are going good.
Right.
It's never leaked out when things are happening and the team's winning and all of that. Everybody's happy. Everybody's smiling. Everybody loves everybody. But as soon as there's any kind of adversity, and it's the point to blame towards Jerry, which a lot of blame needs to go to. But we have all been of the understanding over the past couple of years that the guy that has on the helm isn't Jerry right now. It's supposedly Steven.
Which may not be any better.
No, which may not.
I used to have a lot of faith in Steven, and it was blind. It was just because of change. Right.
Change for change's sake.
I used to think that, man, once that unfortunate time comes when Jerry's no longer with us, this thing will turn around because Steven. I no longer believe that. But I will tell you this. Not sure I should say this or not. I'm doing it anyway, Colby.
Do it.
I happen to have it on some pretty good authority that when that thing happens that we don't want to happen, Jerry passing on to that next stadium.
Uh-huh.
It's not going to be Steven taking over the team.
What?
Look for Miss Charlotte to take over the team.
You know what? If that happens,
Now, that doesn't mean she'll be the GM.
no, she'll probably go get one.
Charlotte is in line to literally be in charge of everything, like not just the Cowboys, but all family business.
I'm actually really excited about that.
And when I heard that from this individual who works for the team, who works for the family, who's very good friends with Charlotte, it made my sports nipples hard.
I'm excited.
Made my Cowboys wiener twirl a little bit. Got a little tingling sensation, like my spidey sense.
Helicopter.
So, again, we don't want anything to happen to Jerry, but things may not get, and things may get worse before they get better. Just saying. I mean, Jerry's 80. And if he's still here, heaven forbid something happens to him before the end of next year, we may not see a winning season from the Cowboys, Colby.
May not.
It could get bad.
It could.
You have to be prepared for that.
I am boom or bust on this season. Either y'all surprise everybody and win a lot and all that, or you know what? Don't win a damn game and let's get a draft pick and let's move on.
Right there with you. Let's get us a quarterback, Colby.
We already have one of those, Tim.
Well, I know, but they're probably not going to keep him, is my point.
Yeah, you might be right. Coming up next.
Mac Jones.
No. Coming up next, we've got the good, bad, and ugly, and then we have a list for you guys that involves a little bit of mystery shotgun, but it's also going to be a whole lot of fun. That's all coming up on the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show, right here on Fan Stream Sports on a Monday. Welcome into the show. Welcome into the network. Welcome to everyone watching on TikTok.
What up?
About 300 strong on TikTok right now, Colby.
What up, TikTok?
We got about another, 100 or so on the X, on the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show X account, on the FanStream Sports X account, and on my personal X account. And, of course, you can always find us at fanstreamsports.com on all of our live shows, as well as the FanStream Sports mobile app available for Android and the other one, iOS, the only one that really matters as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, the Android one, the one you mentioned first.
The one that matters. You will have an iPhone, I think, sometime soon.
No.
Can see it happening. Well, I mean, Samsung's going out of business.
Why?
Because their phones suck.
No, their phones are great.
Horrible. Their phones are the Carolina Panthers of phones.
No, they're actually, you know what? I'm not getting into this with you. I'm just not. I'm not going to ever be an iPhone guy. I'm not walking into an all-white store with a guy dressed in all white to try and sell me an all-white phone. No.
Wear blue shirts, sir.
F
Wear
off.
all white. I don't know why you have a problem with superior technology.
It's
I
not
don't get it.
superior. I want to
Very
get on the
superior.
internet. I don't want to go on a Safari. Fuck off.
I don't use Safari. I hate Safari, by the way, as a browser. F you, Safari.
That's right.
But you know what I do know?
F you, F you, F you, and F you. Peace out. I'm going to go have a Guinness. F you.
This is that segment where we tell you to F off. Actually, no, that was just JP doing his normal show. By the way, join JP just about every day, middays, as he talks about that there Tampa Bay sports stuff that's going on. Usually have a pretty cool guest on, and you also might see Tim there every once in a while.
Probably.
That's how you do that. Look, man, this is that part of the show where I go through all the people that were born today, find the people that are famous enough to make my list, make a list of the people that I think are famous enough to make my list, and then I offer them up to you guys along with me and Tim for us to decide, along with you, who is the good person, who is the bad person, and who is the ugly person. Thus the style of music that's happening, because it simply just matches the show. Congratulations. Starting off today, you know what? This is going to be the section... I call this this is the Tim part of the list.
Uh-oh. Hot chicks?
No, we'll get to some of those later on down the road. But for the most part, except for maybe one of them, this is the section that I think Tim knows
Oh, okay.
of the list.
All right.
A lot of the others, I don't know if you know or not, to be honest with you.
All right, we'll play a game within a game.
That's right. So starting off today's list, turning 77 years old, one Mick Fleetwood.
Colby, drummer, Fleetwood Mac.
That is correct.
You know where the name Fleetwood Mac came from, since his name is Mick Fleetwood?
It's not just a variation of his name out there.
So the Fleetwood comes from his name, obviously.
Right.
But the co-founder of Fleetwood Mac back in the late 60s, longtime bass player who was still there and former husband to Christy McVie, John McVie. So the Mick in John McVie became Mac in Fleetwood Mac.
All right, there you go.
Music history for you.
History sucks.
It's awesome.
Passed away in 2020.
Elvis.
No. Tommy Lister.
Tommy Lister. Can't place him.
You will be if you looked him up.
Dang it. Okay.
Do you remember the greatness of the movie that was No Holds Barred?
Yes.
Do you remember Zeus?
Yes. I think I ever knew his name.
He was also, of course, in the greatness that is Friday.
Oh, well, he was also the president in
Yes, he was. I can't remember the name of the movie either, Tim. Thank you.
Idiocracy.
No. Wasn't the president in Idiocracy.
He was.
It wasn't the same guy. No.
You're thinking of Terry Crews. Was it Terry Crews?
I think so.
Maybe it was Terry Crews. Let me see.
I'm pretty sure it was. Had long hair.
Remember his name in the movie? Dwayne Elizondo. Oh, it was Terry Crews. Dwayne Elizondo Mountain Dew Herbert Camacho.
That's right. President Camacho.
President Camacho. Sorry. Yeah. No. I know that actor. I didn't place his name. I know he was dead.
Turning 77 years old today, Peter Weller.
RoboCop.
Damn right, it's RoboCop.
It's North Texas, sir. You know that?
You know what? I didn't know that. Is that the reason why RoboCop was shot here?
I think it was unrelated, probably.
Okay.
But a cool fact. He's from Dallas.
Oh, what?
Cool fact. What do you think I said?
Not what you said. I'm not going back to what you said.
Oh, now I bet I know what you said.
No,
or what you think I said.
No, that's what you said.
I don't think he's one of those, though.
No,
I think he's 100% heterosexual.
I didn't write how old she is down, but Minka Kelly's birthday is today.
Minka Kelly. She's 44.
Okay.
Where would I know her fine work? She's cute, though.
She is. I just know the name.
Friday Night Lights, the movie or the TV show, which I never watched.
All right.
Just Go With It, the Adam Sandler movie, which I saw once. But she's cute. She's 44, Colby.
Got it now. Turning 30 years old today, and somebody that you don't know because you don't watch The Boys, but it's Erin Moriarty. She's Starlight in The Boys. She's got a really small face.
Erin Moriarty.
At least that's what I think of every time I see her. It's like, man, her face is small.
She has a tiny face?
Got a little bit of tiny face, man.
Oh, she kind of does have tiny face. She's cute.
Oh, yeah, she's cute. So she plays one of the good heroes in The Boys.
Are there bad heroes in it?
Y'all, most of them are.
Really?
Yeah, the boys are. Most of them are bad guys. The normal people are.
I thought they were all
guys.
superheroes.
They are.
But they can be bad superheroes.
No, they're twisted and demented.
Oh, okay. She was also in Jessica Jones.
She was in Jessica Jones.
Oh, nice.
Like
Minka Kelly better.
40 years old today. Your new head coach for your Los Angeles Lakers, JJ Redick.
I feel like we have to get into that at some point.
Why?
Let's do that Wednesday.
That he got a coaching job because his podcast is really cool.
What an absolute shit show the Lakers are right now.
I mean, as far as knowledgeable, at least via his podcast, when I've seen him, interview Luca or anybody else, seems like he knows his game.
Okay, well, he's played it his whole life. I hope he knows the game. But that's like hiring a sportscaster to be your freaking head coach because he knows the game.
He's big into analytics. I know that.
Crap, I hate JJ Redick. I wish failure upon him and the Lakers.
I don't wish failure upon JJ Redick. I always wish failure upon the LA Lakers.
Well, then you're wishing failure on. You know what? As a matter of fact, Colby, tonight when the show's over, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the graphic that I'm going to put out on social media when he gets fired because it's going to happen sooner than later.
All right, then. Mindy Kaling is 45 years old.
I believe that's Kaling.
We'll spell it different then.
Kaling. That would be Kaling.
Nope.
Kaling would have 2 L's, sir.
I didn't say Kaling. I said Kaling.
It's the same thing.
It's different.
It's not. It's the same.
I said Kaling.
She's kind of cute for a chubby Indian chick.
She's really cute.
Yeah. She was on that Office. She had her own show, the Mindy
Project or something.
Kaling Project, the Mindy Project. She's been in some movies. Yeah, nothing wrong with her. You like Indian food?
Dude, one of the classiest looking ladies that has been around for a little bit. I thought she played Iris West in the Flash TV series, turning 36 years old today. Candace Patton.
Ooh, that's one of those hot names, man.
Mm-hmm.
Candace. I don't know that I've ever known an unhot. Oh man, she's hot.
Damn right she is.
Damn, Gina. It's a shame she's 36. She's too old for me.
She is not too. I mean, you're not never. You know what? I don't know how to deal with that.
SMU grad.
Again,
Got that going for her.
So she played Barry West's love interest in the show.
Born and raised in Plano, Texas.
And did a damn good job at it. And again, just you first see her on screen, you're like, what? Like, what? Like, that's too much as far as class looks.
Man, no, she is very classy looking. She was on Young and the Restless, of course, The Flash, which led to other Arrowverse shows, Arrow, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow.
Right.
But yeah, local girl, man, from Plano. There you go. I like her even more now.
Turning 37 years old today and really good at what she does. Snow the Product.
Cocaine?
She's a rapper.
Her name is Snow the Product.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a reference to cocaine, obviously.
Yes, probably.
She cute?
In the Fast and Furious way. Yeah.
Oh, I'm okay. Look, I'm just gonna say she's cute. I don't care about Fast and Furious.
Right.
With the purple hair.
She just got that.
Oh, and it's not the, it's the. It's kind of hot. I don't normally think that with weird names, right? Like, usually strokes me the wrong way.
She's one of those that if you can catch her lyrics as fast as she's going, you're like, whoa, okay, all right, because it's all connecting dots. So yeah, no, she's really good at what she does, and also really good at what he does. And the last on the list, 37 as well, the same age as Snow the Product, Lionel Messi.
All right, come on, we're not doing bits.
I mean, he's really good at what he does.
What does he do? Kicks the ball around.
He's like one of the best ever.
I can do that.
No, you can't. Not be one of the best ever.
Come on.
Dude, no matter what it is.
He's not better than Tattoo.
Yes, he's better than Tattoo.
Or Pele.
Pele was never great.
What?
He was good as a youngster. He never panned out.
Saying that very racistly, sir.
He just never did.
Who was that dude that was supposed to be the next big phenom when the MLS first started? He was like 17 when he started playing. Freddie
LaDouche.
Oh, I can't remember his name, but he was like got drafted out of high school or something.
I don't know.
So I've been corrected. So Tommy Lister was the president in Fifth Element.
That's correct.
Okay. I knew he was president of something.
I remember. I couldn't remember when he was. I couldn't remember the whole scene. Now, as soon as they said that, I remember now the spaceship and all that. And okay, cool.
All right, whatever. I'm not even dignified Lionel Messi with a segment here. I do have a soccer segment to talk, though.
So
Oddly enough.
There you go. There is your famous people's birthdays for today.
Colby celebrating birthdays today on Facebook. We have 4.
All right.
Number 1, she's maybe a top 10 hot on my timeline. Lori Doherty.
What's up?
Pretty hot, Colby.
Shannon's sister.
Shannon, not hot, by the way.
Shannon Doherty.
Not hot. Not anymore.
Okay.
She had that cancer thing going on. So, I mean, she has an excuse, but she's still not hot. Josh Frazier. Happy birthday, Josh.
What's up, Matt's brother?
Former regular participant on the Old Drunk Sports podcast, Tony Ellis. Happy birthday, 49 years old, Tony.
What's up, Monte's brother?
And Colby. They kind of look the same. They're just different colors. Colby from 105.3 The Fan.
What up, dude?
Turning 23 today. One Alec Medford.
Mr. Alec.
Think about Alec.
You know what? I actually dig, especially when he's in control of that weekend show a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm used to hearing him on as a weekend show.
That's yeah. I'm good with it. I am good with it.
All right, Colby. Well, here we go. It's a tough one, dude. Because I have one extremely obvious good here.
Okay.
As I turn to the music world. But I've also got like 4 hot chicks. I don't know which direction to go. So I'm going to start with my bad.
All right.
Lionel Messi.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to throw the word idiot in there with bad as well. Idiot.
I mean, he's made more money than you and I will ever see in the entire world.
Colby, money is not everything, okay?
I'm just saying, you may not be able to call that like that.
Which is good thing because I don't have any. My bad. Oh, sorry. My ugly. JJ Redick.
Okay.
Idiot. We need to add good, bad, ugly, or idiot to our list. All right, Colby. My good. It's going to blow your mind right now. Snow the product.
Wow.
It's fine, dude.
You know what? I guess I'll call up some Snow the Product songs that you need to listen to on your way home.
Think you could get us some actual Snow the product up here before the end of the show?
You know what? With enough contacts, yes, I probably could. Am I going to?
I dare you, Colby.
I'm not doing it.
I dare you.
I'm not doing it.
We don't condone anything on this show.
No. All right. So my good, and this is tough. This is really tough. Because, first of all, you went Snow the product. That threw me off.
I told you it would.
Thought she deserved a little something. And I was like, well, maybe I go that direction. But I think I got to go Peter Weller as my good.
Okay. Fair enough.
Just because of my love of RoboCop and RoboCop 2. Not RoboCop 3, The Space Ninja Strikes Back. But those two were real big staples. My bad is... There's not a bad on this list, really.
There's a bunch of them.
There's not really. You know what? You're a LA's Lakers head coach. Now, I don't like the Lakers. You can be my bad, JJ Redick.
There it is.
There you are. And my ugly. You know what? just because of that was part of his character for a lot of his stuff that he did, I'm going to go Tommy Lister.
Yeah,
because that was part of his character.
it was
to be the bad, ugly, dude
with the weird eye.
just ready. Yeah. So not saying it's bad, not saying anything about it. Just
Who had the weirder eye? Tommy Lister Jr. I already forgot the other guy's name I was going to say. Crap. Played Saul Guerra in Star Wars.
oh, good God Almighty! Why?
He had the weird eye too, right?
Why? Why can't I think of his name? Crap.
I'll get it here in a second.
You're not going to be able to find it, are you?
I'm getting there.
Are you?
I'm getting there. I'm right here. They have his picture. I'm looking for his name. Forrest Whitaker.
Thank you.
Who has the weirder eye, Forrest Whitaker or Tommy Lister Jr.?
You know what? I'm going to go with Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. I think they're both weird.
And both wasn't an answer. You had to pick one.
All right, I say Tommy Lister.
All right, there you go.
We differ on everything.
Both of them, though, really good at what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Great actors.
So, ready to go with that.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your good, bad, and your ugly for this week. Now it's time to parlay into the list segment.
Can I tell you my soccer story real quick?
You can.
Just kind of break this up.
All right, then.
So I'm at the bar yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my stories start that way, right?
Bar.
At a bar. And so I was at Revel and I was watching the Aggies and the Volunteers in game 2. And then they had some other stuff on, and I'm at the outside bar. Anybody that knows Revel knows there's very limited viewing outside at the bar where literally everybody goes, which is weird. And then all of a sudden, as I'm watching some infomercial that I'm kind of into, I can't hear it, but I'm watching it. I love infomercials. All the TVs change to soccer.
Okay.
Whatever this fiasco is that's going on right now. I think the U.S. was playing somebody. I think they were at AT&T Stadium, actually.
Right.
I don't know why Jerry allows that garbage.
Because it sells out.
Oh, there's nobody there. There's like 3 people in the stands.
Yeah, right.
And I asked the bartender, because I know him. I can't remember his name, but I know him. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He was like, I got people that want to watch it. I said, no, you don't. You just made that up. Nobody wants to watch it. I said it loud.
Right.
And some dude from the other side of the bar is like, I wanted to watch it. I said, well, I'm sorry about your miserable life.
Jerk.
And I had my buddies Kenny and Jessica with me.
Uh-huh.
He didn't say anything back, to his credit. I said, we got to go. We were already talking about relocating anyway because it's outside and it was freaking hot, even with the fans on. So let's go find somewhere that's indoors. So we go to Green Gator on Main Street, right next to the soccer stadium, which I don't refer to it as because it's more of a concert venue now than it is a soccer stadium because nobody watches soccer.
Okay.
So we go to Green Gator and we're at the bar and they have this huge wall of TVs, right? And there's baseball games. There's that game that I just referred is on like one TV in the corner. There's TVs all around. It's a great place. I love Green Gator. Their food's amazing. The drinks are amazing. And then all of a sudden, and I'm jamming to some music. The jukebox is on, right? I played some songs and I'm going to town, drinking my Miller Lite, doing my Fireball shots, talking to Kenny and Jessica. We're having a good time. And all of a sudden the music stops. I hear a game on and every TV in the effing bar goes to soccer.
Okay.
And I look over at the bartender and once again, the hell are you doing? I like that song. Well, somebody requested the game. I'm like, the game was on. What are you doing? I was pissed because I was drunk by now. I wasn't playing. I was like, dude, can you just turn not one TV on this freaking miserable thing that's on? I went off. Probably overboard even for me. So I'm at the elbow of the bar, right?
Right.
I'm sitting right here. There's like a seat this way to my right, and then it goes the long way perpendicular to me, going that way. And there's a dude about 3 seats down going that way. He's a big dude. And all of a sudden I hear, I requested that. And once again, Tim says, well, I'm sorry about your miserable life. Well, he wasn't as nice as the first dude at the other bar. He goes, you need to shut your mouth. Or he was a lot more graphic.
Right.
And Kenny's to my left, and he's like, hit me in the ribs with his elbow. Like, dude, you might want to calm down a little bit. And I was like, look, just because you like a stupid game doesn't mean the rest of us want to be subject to it. I like the music that was on. I wasn't scared of him, even though he's probably twice my size.
Okay.
And again, I got the Miller Lite going on, right? All the confidence. I was ready to go, dude. I was ready to go over a soccer game.
So dumb.
And Kenny he started to stand up, and I started to stand up. And Kenny grabbed me by the waist. And Kenny was saying, man, just look, he's had some drinks. He really doesn't like soccer. And I was like, yeah, because it's dumb. Like, I wouldn't stop. And the other guy was like, I understand. Sat back down, went back to his game. And I stood up for about 5 minutes, finished my beer. And I was like, you know what? And I said it really loud so that everybody in the bar could hear me. I'm leaving, and I might not fucking come back. Walked out the door and went to another bar.
Uh-huh.
Dude was huge, Colby. In retrospect, he's really big.
You were really dumb at that moment.
Almost probably got my ass kicked.
Yeah, for being dumb.
Probably would have deserved it.
Yeah.
But I hate soccer. It's so stupid. I don't understand it.
That's the thing, is that if that's what's happening, as long as, I've still got the vivations and my friends there, that's where the Colby I don't care comes into play. I don't care.
And I don't get triggered by crap like that anymore at bars because I don't care about anything. I don't know why I got so triggered. It was because they were shoving it down my throat. Like, if you want to watch it on this TV over here, that's fine. You got 40 TVs right here on this wall. Why do they all have to be on soccer? There's other things happening in the world.
More than likely because the U.S. was playing.
Who cares? They're playing soccer. It's not even a game.
I mean, it is.
It's not a sport. It's an activity.
It's not because you don't like it. It doesn't mean anything, Tim.
It means a lot to me, though, Colby.
Where's your national pride at?
I have all the national pride for all of our national sports. Soccer is not a sport.
You know what? Even if it's bowling, I'll
watch that.
Yeah.
I would watch our national, cornhole team before I watch soccer. I don't understand. I don't understand the appeal. I don't understand why it exists.
I mean, it does.
And by the way, I renamed it on Facebook. I don't know if you saw my post.
What?
We can't call it soccer anymore. It's field foosball.
It's just football.
It's field. Okay, don't trigger me.
It was football before football.
It's field foosball, what we're calling it.
It was football before football was football.
No, it didn't even exist.
Yeah, it did.
Soccer wasn't invented till like 1950.
Sure. Dipshit.
Stupid soccer. Field foosball. Hate it so much. Pissing me off already.
I mean,
I know
Tim,
what segment's next.
it's the list segment. We're here.
Oh, I was about to play Mystery Shotgun.
Mm-mm.
What do we play for list? This.
It's just sure. I have went to the internets and found the Mary Sue, which gave me the list that I'm going to offer up to you guys tonight. As it gave a list, and I agree with it for the most part. Maybe we introduce you to some Marvel characters that you never knew existed. As we've got the 8 worst comic book characters, actually 10 of them, ever. And I am going to start. You know what? Let's go ahead and start at number 1 and work our way to 10. How about that?
Oh, you want to go backwards?
You know what? You want to go
I don't
10?
care. Normally you start at 10 and you work your way down.
You know what? Fine. Let's start at 10. Talk me into it.
Sweet. Can I talk you into hating soccer?
No, you can't. You sure can't. At number 10, we've got somebody who isn't terrible, but it's pretty much a one-trick pony, and that's one Bailey Hoskins.
He looks like Richie Cunningham.
A little bit. So Bailey Hoskins, personality-wise, is actually not that bad. He's a mutant, but here's the thing. His power is he can blow himself up.
What?
Yes, that's his power.
That's kind of a good bit, right?
It is, except for he can only do it once, because once he does it, he's dead.
Oh, well, then it's not a good bit.
No, it's not a good bit at all.
So how does he know he can do it?
He knows he can do it because that's the mutant power that he has, right? So, like, he goes and finds out he's a mutant, and he's afraid of this feeling that he has inside. So Xavier's the one that finds out that, well, this is your power. Through Cerebro and what have you.
It's even weirder. You can only do it once, and then you're dead. Like, then when would you use it?
So how are you a hero?
Right.
That's the thing.
It sounds more like you're a terrorist bomber.
So the X-Men, by the way, did give him a powered suit to make up for the fact that he has no powers, but still a lot of questions. Why are you an X-Men? Why don't you just not explode and go be a regular human being?
Oh.
Because as long as you don't explode, then nobody's going to know you're a mutant. So therefore, you can go just live with the rest of everybody and not have to, worry about being called a mutie or whatever.
Chloe, I'm getting lit up about soccer. Look, somebody said the earliest recorded reference of soccer was 206 BC.
Right.
Yeah, in your brain, not in America.
I mean, because America wasn't around at that point.
It should have been.
We're going to number 9 real quick as we get to the man, the myth. He is Puck.
Wasn't he on Real World?
He might have been. So this is Eugene Milton Judd, otherwise known as Puck.
Wait, what is Saskatchewan Steel? I love that, whatever it is.
That's
like a nickname or something?
Yeah, that's his battle cry.
So he's Canadian, eh?
He is Canadian.
Oh, he's my favorite.
I mean, his name is Puck.
That's true.
So now he was he's a normal guy at the beginning of everything. And then he's attacked by a demon who manages to get inside him, and the demon sucks up his life force. But instead of his, quote, life force getting sucked up, it shrunk him down to 3'6".
Huh, so he's Danny DeVito.
Now, here's the thing. It also made him kind of rubbery, but also made him stronger than he was when he was taller.
All right.
So he's faster and stronger, and he's made of rubber. So he gets the nickname Puck.
Should have been Prophylactic Man.
So, yeah.
Fuck.
By the way, also, even though the demon sucked his life force away, it also gave him immortality.
Of course it did.
So
I'll take that. Would you trade immortality for a rubber penis?
No.
Like if you could be immortal, but you had to have a rubber penis.
You can't feel your penis anymore?
Still feel it, right?
Not if it's made of rubber.
Well, it's rubber, but has feelings.
Okay, but
like some women.
Is it like hard rubber all the time?
I don't know. Whatever he is. What's he?
Well, he's pretty tough rubber.
Like Elastic Man or Stretch Armstrong rubber?
No, he's tough rubber. He's a hockey puck.
Oh, I'd definitely take a hockey puck penis.
Okay.
Mark.
So there you go. And also, yes, please mark that. Let's go from there to number 8. This is Forget Me Not. He's a mutant who has a very weird power, as unless he's talking directly to you, you will forget he exists.
Wish I had that superpower.
So it was revealed that he was part of everything that's happened with the X-Men up to date. He's always been there, but nobody remembers him. And he just appeared in a comic one day. And by the way, here's Forget Me Not. He's here. He's been here the whole time.
Just nobody remembers.
Just nobody remembers.
That is an excellent bit for the writers.
his power of imperceptibility is his thing. Now, it also enables him to get in close with people and, of course, do whatever needs to be done because nobody remembers that he was there as long as he doesn't talk to you. But, yeah, he's always unnoticed.
Awesome.
Can you imagine trying to get some girl's attention and your mutant powers forget-me-not?
I feel like I have that with girls already.
So, yeah, there you go. Number 7 on the list is the almighty dollar, J. Pennington Pennypacker.
Named him. It's a Stan Lee character.
Yeah. He's also a CPA. And he
shoots pennies out of his hand.
That's what he does. Instead of ending up being run by a mad scientist who conducted experiments on the campers, the experiments gave Pennypacker the ability to shoot pennies from his wrist. Hence, he called himself the Almighty Dollar. And he became an ally to another person that's on this list coming up, by the way. If you had the ability to shoot pennies out of your wrist, don't you like, sweet, I never have to worry about money ever again?
I mean, kind of.
His thought was, sweet, I'm going to fire him at bad guys.
Because you'd have to shoot them like into a jar.
Right.
And then spend time rolling them up.
But yeah, you would never run out of money.
And it's 50 cents per roll that you get. You got to take all that to the bank.
I think I would take the time if I was making it happen.
Just pay other people to do it, right? Make Superman do it.
I mean, now they've got penny counters, right? And automatic rollers and all that.
Just hire the Flash. He does everything so fast.
Right.
There you go.
So yeah, that's and man, they had to make him a CPA.
Well, he had to be.
Right.
Couldn't be a motorcycle mechanic.
And they had to give him the name Pennypacker. I mean, Pennypacker should have been in the name of his actual superhero name, not the Almighty Dollar.
Colby, if you could live forever, but every time you farted, pennies shot out your butt.
Yeah, take it.
With the crap, though.
I mean, sure.
So they're poop-covered pennies that shoot out of your butt, but you get to live forever.
Yeah, no, I'm in.
All right.
And if I ever...
What are you going to do with the money?
If I ever need change,
Eat a taco?
There you go. I mean, it's a little bit of shit to go through, but it pays off at the end. Number 6 on today's list is dun, 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 the 3D Man.
He has 3 Ds?
No, this is actually 3D Man is actually and technically 2 people. Brothers Chuck and Hall Chandler. Chuck was working as a test pilot when the Skrull invasion commenced, so Hal witnessed his brother seemingly disintegrate after a Skrull spaceship exploded and unleashed intense radiation.
Oh, wow.
However, Hal later realized that his brother's image somehow got imprinted on his glasses. Chuck was now a 2-dimensional being, but when Hal concentrated, he could make Chuck 3-dimensional again, hence dubbing him 3D Man.
Who in the hell came up with this one night, and what drugs were they on?
All the drugs. When 3D Man was summoned, he had triple Chuck's speed, strength, durability, and senses. So he was 3 senses and definition man. He had triple. So he was 3 times stronger, 3 times faster, all of that. So 3D Man.
Okay, Colby. So this makes sense because 3D Man's first appearance in April of 1977. So everyone was doing all of the drugs in 1977.
Yes. And also, I mean, it's 3D comics, bro. Because that was really when people started like, hey, we can do this 3-dimensional thing. So, yeah. So there you go. 3D Man.
Interesting.
All you need is, by the way, to defeat him, all you need is 4 humans because he's as strong as 3 people.
Right.
You just need 4. Number 5 on today's list is Paste Pot Pete. Pace Pot Pete definitely wins the award for having the absolute worst alias out of anyone on this list. His real name is Peter Petruski. So Pace Pot Pete, Peter Petruski, he was born in Indiana. Later in life, he developed a patented type of paste, which made him pretty wealthy. Money didn't seem to be enough for him, though. Hence, he named himself Paste Pot Pete, armed himself with a gun filled with paste, and donned a costume and tried to be a supervillain.
Poor man's Batman.
Yeah. Of course, he got made fun of relentlessly for his nickname and costume. Eventually, he did change his name to the Trapster and became a formidable villain who joined the Frightful Four. However, he mainly just failed a lot and got reminded of his old nickname constantly.
Paste Pot Pete.
Paste Pot Pete.
Oh.
Fresh out of the 90s and a friend of the almighty dollar, coming in at number 4, NFL Super Pro.
Yes. Tom Brady.
In the 1990s, the NFL and Marvel collaborated to create the NFL Super Pro. The NFL Super Pro was Phil Grayfield, a former football player who became a sports reporter after a knee injury derailed his career. One day, while on assignment to interview a chemist superfan, Grayfield is confronted by a band of thieves. They steal some sports memorabilia, of course they did, and then set the place on fire. So then somehow the chemist's potions mixed with the fumes with the sports memorabilia and gives Grayfield powers. The chemist then gives him an indestructible football uniform modeled after Captain America's suit, and he becomes the NFL Super Pro. In other words, he's pretty much becomes a walking advertisement for the NFL.
It's the greatest thing ever.
He fights villains like the Quick Kick and Instant Replay. The Quick Kick. And uses football phrases frequently, such as bellowing out touchdown way too often. The NFL Super Pro is the example of why you don't mix football in Marvel comics. He just has about the most nonsensical origin story of any Marvel hero, and his comic book issues are filled with cheesy football tie-ins. There you go.
Good Lord, what are we doing, NFL?
The NFL Super Pro.
It's
Number
awesome.
3
I want to read that comic book.
is one of my favorites because you talk about what kind of cocaine was going on or drugs. This is fluff, ladies and gentlemen. So Peter Milligan and Mike Allred are known for creating unconventional comics, but they may have taken things a little bit too far when with the introduction of fluff. The creators had previously written some series on X-Force and X-Static, showing the fans that they weren't afraid of high stakes and the unexpected. Hence, many expected the same from the Excellent, a comic book series from the duo following a team of mutants. We didn't expect, though, that they were going to drop a mutant with belly button lint powers. Fluff can create as much belly button lint as he can think of creating and use that to thwart bad guys.
I mean, I got some of that. Am I a superhero?
Can you create it on demand, Tim?
I don't know. It just seems to always be there.
So Zeitgeist, the leader of Excellent, quickly got sick of Fluff undermining his power and had him killed. Thus the end of the belly button lint guy. But there for a little bit, you could pick up a comic book and read about a guy that create belly button lint.
It's the greatest thing ever.
So there you go. At number 2, Dr. Bong.
Like I knew him in elementary school.
The sad thing about Dr. Bong is that his name isn't even the worst part about him. Dr. Bong is a man named Lester Verde. As a child, Verde was bullied relentlessly, so he started coming up with creative insults to hurl at his tormentors. His penchant for insulting people turned him into writing exaggerated exposés in college. to get his professors fired if they didn't agree with him, or get his fellow classmates kicked out of college if he was jealous of them. He also aggressively pursued a woman named Barbara Switzler, despite her clearly rejecting him numerous times, which is less sad than creepy and gross. Verde then became a rock music critic to impress Switzler, but ended up losing his hand in an accident while performing with the band. So, what does all this have to do with him becoming Dr. Bong? Not much. One day, Verde just magically transformed into Dr. Bong and became a genius. No explanation said.
That's like some of the current movies.
He just showed up with a head and a bell, used his genetic expertise to turn Howard the Duck into a human, and forced Switzler to marry him. Yeah, there's no reason that Dr. Bong became Dr. Bong. It's just he had a bad childhood, but he was really creative at insults. And then he turned Howard the Duck into a human and married the woman he was stalking.
So is he then called Howard the Human?
No, he finds a way to become a duck again.
Oh, he switched back?
Yeah.
That was before or after he had sex with Leah Thompson?
Oh, no, that was after.
I liked Leah Thompson until I saw her having sex with a duck.
Still one of the most confusing points of my childhood. It was the beginning of that movie where there was duck boobs.
Yep.
And I was like, there's boobs. But they're duck boobs.
They're duck. Are they still hot?
I mean, I think I'm attracted. Well,
doing something for me.
At least I'm down. And finally, at number 1,
getting there.
Hindsight Lad.
I like his rear view mirrors.
So,
and how can he see the rear view mirrors on the side of his head?
The first guy, Bailey Hoskins, is pretty useless character because, you know, he can blow up and he can only blow up once. But at least he's a mutant and does have a power. The same can't be said for Carlton Lefroy. Lefroy is just a regular, albeit unnaturally annoying guy who happens to discover Speedball's real identity as Robbie Baldwin. By the way, that's a mutant. He then demands to be allowed to join Baldwin and the superhero team in the New Warriors, or else he'll reveal Speedball's secret identity to the world. Hence, he weaseled his way into being on the superhero team despite having no powers or abilities. The only thing he could kind of do was reflect on how events could have played out differently in hindsight. Thus the reason for him being Hindsight Lad.
And it's the most confusing costume. Because he has rearview mirrors like a car.
Right.
But they're on the side of his head, so he can't see the rearview mirrors.
Just letting you know that out of all the Iron Men and Daredevils and Punishers, there's also these guys. As they're just not that great.
For every pretty awesome superhero, there's probably 10 that are questionable.
Oh, there may be more than that.
More than 10, 20, 30?
There may be more than that. So there you go. There is your list, everybody. Coming up next, we're going to pass it over to Tim and let him talk about a little bit more of what he's found on the Texas Rangers. And then we'll get into news and notes. But before we do that, we've got to, make some money so we can make sure and pay for this fine show we're putting on for you guys. So hold on to your butts. The Colby and Sapp and IndyCarTim show will be right back.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show right here on Fan Stream Sports. We got about, 20 minutes left here with you. Appreciate everybody tuning in, being part of the show. Everybody on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, of course, at fanstreamsports.com and Fanstream Sports TV, our YouTube channel. Make sure you go over there and subscribe, like all the videos. Click that bell for notifications when we send stuff live. We got live stuff that literally goes out every day. And new episodes of things literally every day. The great Norm Hitzkiss is on once a day with us. Mike Fisher is on twice a day with us. JP Peterson out of Tampa is on for 2 hours once a day with us. Go check out all of their great shows. Colby and I are here twice a week with you.
Yep.
Mondays and Wednesdays, 7 o'clock Central Time, all the way until 9 o'clock Central Time. just screwing things up. Like, I don't know, that's what we're good at.
I mean, that's what we do. If you're wondering where this nonsensical show actually tries to get to by the time we get done, we don't know.
Yeah, we wonder that too, to be quite honest with you. Colby, before we get into Texas Rangers stats, found an interesting power rankings
All right, then.
involving your Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
As Mike Florio over at Pro Football Talk gave his 2024 pre-training camp NFL power rankings. And while there are several surprises on this list, the Cowboys are not one of them. Would you like to care to offer a guess where Mike Florio, noted attorney turned sports writer turned broadcaster,
Right.
has the Cowboys slotted from 1 to 32?
1 to 32. Let's go the unlucky 13.
Very, very close, actually. But
Oh,
lower.
really? So 14,
Lower.
15.
Lower.
Okay. Now we're getting dumb. 17.
Higher.
All right, 16.
Okay, you mentioned now we're getting dumb.
Yeah.
I feel like that's about right where they belong.
Okay.
In number 16. I had zero problem with this at 16. Just because there are so many questions going into the season for this team.
All right.
Um,
I mean, there's a lot of questions around the whole entire NFL about everybody they got out there. There's very
That's
few
true.
teams that you can go and go, all right, you ain't got no questions. We like what you got. You're probably going to be really good.
keep in mind, this is Mike Florio doing this, not really someone that knows football.
Okay.
Florio knows the business of football more than I think he knows football, but he's always an interesting read. Of course, you've got the Chiefs at number 1. The 49ers, Lions, Ravens round out the top 4. Number 5 to me, maybe the most glaring ridiculousness on this list, because he has the Eagles at number 5.
Oh, okay.
I would
It's a
not
little
have
high.
I would not have the Eagles in the top 10. I might have them down by maybe like 1 in front of the Cowboys. Maybe. I also wouldn't have a problem if they were behind the Cowboys.
I think the Eagles will be the team that ends up winning. If you just left out my heart and my brain went, then they're the ones that are probably going to win the East next season. But they're just like the Cowboys. They're one little bomb away from that whole thing exploding in their face.
Yeah, like it did last year, for
Right.
sure. And I think you have to take all of that into account because they haven't changed anything from last year, and I feel like the team's gotten worse. As far as the surprises go, rounding out the top 10, Packers 6, Bills 7, Bengals 8, Bucks 9, Texans 10. Kind of surprised he has the Texans that low. I feel like it's accurate, but I feel like a lot of people are way too high on the Texans.
You got to see. It's now going to be the sophomore year. You usually end up with a slump. That's the reason why it's called the sophomore slump.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I got to see like the first 7 games or so of them next year to be a complete believer.
Right.
Dolphins 11, Browns 12, Rams 13, Steelers 14, Chargers 15. The Steelers to me are way too high on this list.
They are, and the Browns are a little high.
Browns are probably too high. I feel like the Chargers are probably too low.
No,
Not by much.
No, well, I mean, they should be lower than the Cowboys.
Disagree.
What they don't have nothing.
Neither do the Cowboys.
Yeah, okay, they don't have even as much as what the Cowboys have. They've got a big bowl of trash over there.
Finally got a coach.
Still got a trash over there.
And they have a good quarterback.
No, they don't.
Come on.
No.
I don't know why you hate Justin Herbert so much, dude.
I mean,
I don't get it.
as far as the detractors on Dak, yeah, I understand. What has he done in the playoffs? What has Herbert done in the playoffs?
He's never been there because he hasn't had a coach.
Because he can't get there, Tim.
Look what he may win MVP this year.
Okay, you know what?
Under Harbaugh.
If he wins MVP this year with his what little talent that he's got, he's Jeff George reincarnates what he is. But
I think Jeff George is pretty good.
No, he wasn't. He had a cannon for an arm and a
He also-
bowling ball for a head.
He also didn't have a coach his whole career.
Still, cannon for an arm, bowling ball for head. But if Herbert ends up winning the MVP, I'll say it right now, that wheel over there is getting spun 3 times.
Again, we had the Cowboys at 16. At number 17, Colby, I don't know what drugs Florio takes, but I want some because he has the Chicago Bears at number 17.
Yeah, no, that's stupid.
They
They
should be in the bottom 5.
There's a lot of this list that is dumb, and that's one of them.
Colts 18, Falcons 19.
Okay. It's got the Bears ahead of the Falcons.
Yeah. And the Colts.
All right.
The Bears ahead of the Jaguars at 20.
Okay.
Seahawks 21, Broncos 22, Vikings 23, Saints 24, Jets 25. As much as he loves Aaron Rodgers, I'm really surprised the Jets are as low as 25, but that's probably where they belong. Raiders at 26, Titans 27, Giants 28. We're getting in the bottom 5 here. We just happen to have 2 NFC East teams. Giants and Commanders 28 and 29.
That's probably about right.
Yep. Cardinals 30.
Yep.
Patriots 31.
Okay.
And the Bryce Young-led Carolina Panthers coming in at number 32.
I want to see what Bryce does his second year. He can't be as bad as his first year. Let's see what happens there. I don't know if they need to be at the bottom. I think I'd put the Patriots at the bottom right now if I had to pick and choose.
I feel like those would be interchangeable, right? Like it doesn't matter which one's last. They're by far the worst 2 teams.
Yeah, but if I'm picking apart this list, and I don't know if they are by far the worst 2 teams.
No, because the Cardinals are up there. So I think the Cardinals, Patriots, and Panthers are the bottom 3, and you could put them in whatever order you want.
And you could mix in the Giants in there as well.
I don't think they're on the same level as suck. Yes, they suck. I think they're on an upper level of suck from those 3. And the Commanders, I think the Commanders are way better than 29.
No.
I would put the Commanders ahead of the Bears right now. Wherever you want to put the Bears, put the Commanders in front of them.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're all at the bottom of the list.
Right. They're in this bottom 10 anyway, right? Like, whatever.
As far as where the Cowboys are at, meh. I don't agree with that. Now, they could end up being there because, again, this thing could all blow apart. But just going in with what they have and what I think will be a better defensive team with what they've put out there, then, I mean, if everything goes according to Hoyle and your defense steps up and Zimmer's able to get out of these guys what he needs to get out of, and this thing comes together defensively, then I think you have enough offense to win most of your games. If you end up playing it right and have cool heads and everybody concentrating on the football field. What I think will happen, though, is that won't be the case, and that's what'll be the downfall, not your actual athletic ability on the football field.
I agree with that. I just don't. I know you're going to call me a hater, and I'm not. I just have zero faith in this team accomplishing anything. And it's not because I'm a hater. It's because I don't want them to not succeed. It's because that's all they've ever shown me. And when you've got Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott with their future so uncertain, I don't think that's a recipe for success and for confidence in what you're doing.
If both of them get together and get in the trench together and they're going to fight out of this thing and they're going to show the world that they're better than what the toys they've been handed as they've claimed, and they don't turtle, then this could be this could get the reaction out of it that I think Jerry wants out of it. Fine. You want to, nut up, so I'll pay up? Cool. Do it. Because I gave you all the toys last season. We went out and spent all the money and did the things, and it didn't happen. So if your toys right, then we'll just take them away. Now see if you can play right.
And you've got CeeDee Lamb with no contract. You've got Micah Parsons with no contract.
They could all show Jerry Jones by all trenching against him, pulling that whole major league thing. and just going against the boss and winning despite them.
Right.
They could all do that, and then they could flip the bird together to Jerry and say, all right, you're either going to pay us now or not. They can do that or they can turtle. That's their options. So.
All right, Colby, real quick before we get to your news and notes.
Okay.
Texas Rangers. They've obviously struggled this season.
They have.
And
6 games behind, or 6.5 behind first place.
We have attributed it mostly because of pitching injuries, right? And the pitching that has struggled, and we've seen the pitching struggle.
Right.
Did some numbers digging, thanks to our boy Norm Hitzkiss over there at that FanStream Sports. So the team ERA last season, the World Series championship season, the team had an ERA of 4.28.
Okay.
Not great. But
no.
You'd like to see that under 4 for sure, but the offense was on fire last year, and it was all you needed. Colby, through 77 games this year, through all of the pitching struggles, through the losing streaks, the team ERA is 4.01.
All right.
The team ERA is 27 points lower this year, and now you got Max Scherzer back, and Evaldi's finding his stride.
Right.
Gray's pitching well.
Yes.
And you're going to get some guys back, hopefully, here towards the end of the season. You're not even halfway. You're very close to the halfway point. And you're keeping your team ERA around 4. Dude, I have no problem with that whatsoever.
And we got to remember this going into it. Yeah, and yes, we've been pointing at the pitching and the injuries there, but we've been pointing at the injuries everywhere too. That's happened all up and down this lineup.
Right.
And going into this, we just thought if you can keep your head above water, which quite frankly, they haven't, they're under 500. But if you can keep your head above water until your pitching comes back, this wasn't counting the other injuries that happened to the lineup.
Right.
Then let's see what you can do. And that was the idea going into it. Well, you didn't keep your head above water, but now you're getting these guys back, but you're also going to slowly start getting some of your offensive players back. And this thing looks like maybe a good second half team ready to rock and roll. And if you get that and you start getting more reinforcements and you don't keep compounding it with more injuries, which that's always the scare, then you could see a real big surge from these guys in the second half. And that's something that would, of course, make everybody excited. That's what we need around here. Let's be honest, because all the rest of our sports teams gave us real big surges, except for the Cowboys. But everybody else gave us real big surges and really gave us something to hope and be excited for in the future.
Yeah.
The Rangers don't have to do that because they gave us the ship last year. They don't have to. It'd sure be nice to have some meaningful baseball come back around for a second season in a row. And you have the opportunity with what you see right now.
So the Rangers are 37-40, dude. They're only 3 games under 500.
Right. No, 6.5 back from Seattle.
6.5 back from Seattle. You're in third place because you're half a game back of the Astros.
Right.
The Angels are having their worst season in franchise history. They've got a .395 winning percentage right now under Ron Washington. And again, talk about injuries, dude. Their team is hurt. They have, that's all they have is injuries over there. And you lost Ohtani.
Yep.
Mike Trout's been injured most of the year. Your only other good player on the team. Dude, their franchise worst winning percentage is like .409. And they're at .395 now, almost halfway through the season. I talked to Ron Washington. They asked him if he thought he was in danger of losing his job. And I don't have the audio. I wish I would have pulled it, but he kind of giggled. He laughed. He goes, man, I'm 72 years old. I don't think about stuff like that. I come into the ballpark and I teach these guys and we play hard every day. If I worried about that stuff at 72, I'd have died years ago. I mean, that's a typical Ron Washington quote, right?
That is. And you know what? At some point, they'll end up getting behind him.
Yeah, just like we did here.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, you're in striking distance, 6.5 games back. You're almost at the midway point of the season, and you've got some guys getting healthy. Your bats wake up a little bit. The Mariners, I wouldn't think, can hold that pace. I mean, that's what we said about the Rangers last year, too, but I don't see the Mariners holding that pace. Really, I still think it's a Rangers and Astros.
Well, I don't even think it's the Astros in the mix, to be honest with you. It's more than the injury bug there. There's something funky in Houston town.
Yeah, I agree. And I just hate the Astros so much.
But the Mariners, remember last season, they were nothing to just joke at last year. They came on strong real good. So, and it was a young team. So they've got something going over there, but I think they're catchable. They're catchable, Tim. Catchable.
Well, let's catch them. Colby, you ready for this?
I am. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you, you, for making us sound good. News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
And by God, I found it. I found an article that really has nothing to do with anything funny or anything like that until you read it. And then it kind of becomes funny.
Is this the one that you sent me?
It is not the one that I sent.
Okay. All right.
It's yeah, I did send you the picture. Did you didn't download that, did you?
Oh, is that why you sent me that?
Just for the picture of the gun.
Oh, if you give me just a minute, then I can get it. I didn't know why you sent it to me.
This in that one.
Okay.
We're going to Stuff. Stuff is going to reveal some stuff, as this is the news article for Stuff. And cause of trans-power pylon collapsed revealed. So this is an actual trans-power has revealed what caused the power pylon to fall over. The fact that the nuts on the base of the tower were removed during a routine maintenance caused the trans-power pylon to fall over. A team of 3 had been working on the tower when it collapsed. TransPower will undertake a full investigation into what happened and what has caused all the base plate to work.
What did you just say?
So there was a big tower, a big TransPower tower that fell down because they removed its nuts.
I would have fallen down too.
All the wordplay involved could get us into somewhere we had during pre-show meeting, but I'm not going to go there. But during our talk, I found that, and it was then News and Notes. So there you go. And by the way, you can take all the wordplay and you can find out pretty much anything you want to find out about. Needless to say, the poor tower lost its nuts. So there you go. Let's go from there to, I don't know how this woman got here. Neither did the people at the Sunset Skate Park, but we're in Evansville, Indiana, where a woman is now saved after getting trapped in the sewer near Evansville riverfront. Dispatch officials tell us first responders were called in to Sunset Skate Park around 11:51 a.m. for a rope rescue. According to the EPD sergeant, the woman had somehow gotten into the sewer and was wandering around. We were told she wasn't able to get herself out of the sewer, and at least 10 firefighters were needed to lift the grate to free her.
Oh.
First of all, what drugs are you on, ma'am, to just end up wandering a sewer? And secondly, they didn't say her name, but I'm just going to assume it's April O'Neil.
Wait, I get that reference.
And she's in search of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I got that actually.
How do you end up then getting lost in a sewer? How don't you just, man, it's starting to get really dark down here. I should probably go back to the way I came. When does it not kick in? Because I've never been in a sewer, but I'm assuming that it doesn't have, lights. Right?
Well, no, but there's natural lights that come in, like where you came in, right?
Yeah, so
just follow the light.
Just go back that way.
This is the one time when you want to go to the light.
And you're in a sewer. Also, at some point during your nature hike through the skate park, do you go, this smells bad, I'm leaving? How do you get turned around and then get lost And how did this is what I imagine. Somebody's walking over a sewer grate and she's under it going, hey, hey. Kids are having flashback to the It movie.
Clowns.
No, I don't want to go down there, Mr. Clown.
Colby, if you saw a red balloon coming out of a gutter, would you go get it?
No.
No?
No, I
Scared
wouldn't.
of clowns?
No, I just don't have a reason to want a balloon that bad.
So you're a reader.
I am.
Did you read it?
I did.
Okay. Which is scarier?
The book.
Right.
The book is scarier.
Yep.
And also that crazy part where all the kids have bricks.
Well, that's realistic, though.
No, it's the young kids.
It's still pretty realistic, I think.
It was weird, man. I don't know why they were going there and why we ended up there, but I'm glad they kept it out of all the movies.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Can't show that on TV.
No. It was weird. Hey, check your kids' swimwear before you go on holiday this summer.
Uh-oh.
One article has been talking about how the most popular swimwear that's out there, the most popular color is blue, which adds to them not being able to find your children if they're in the water.
Oh, yeah.
They may want to go with red or something. Or here's the thing. Keep an eye on your children before, you need to go hunt for them in the water. That's a different story. Yeah. Isn't that weird that the leading swimwear is blue, the same color of the water?
Well, there's different shades of blue.
Right.
Water's only one color of blue.
But I guess if you're already in the ocean, you can't see too much that's going on in there anyway.
Yeah, I don't understand that because you can't see their swimsuit anyway when they're in the ocean. It's like from here up, right?
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
Let's go from there to the picture that you've now downloaded, hopefully.
I have.
As we're going to San Rafael Police Department arrested a man on a gun and drug charges as the resident noticed weapons in a vehicle on Saturday. The department announced on social media. And also, here's the picture. So the gun that he has there, I don't know if that's firing anytime soon.
Or if it ever has.
And if it did ever fire, it was fired in defending the Alamo.
You think that's just a stock photo they came up with?
That's actually the photo on the police vehicle. This is this is the gun. By the way, there was also a knife in the floorboard. They didn't show the picture of the knife, but I'm just assuming.
Is it a Bowie knife?
I'm just assuming that the knife was that old Swiss Army knife that your dad had that was passed down from generations that had the toothpick that was missing.
Yeah.
So you know what? I think now the drugs that they found.
Were they from World War II?
I'm just thinking that it was an old bottle of Coke.
Because it has Coke in it.
Because it had the cocaine in it. They didn't say what it was. But I'm thinking maybe this guy was just a time traveler and just ended up in an old Datsun somehow. Maybe he just found it.
Nobody under the age of 40 knows what a Datsun is.
Just is driving around.
Maybe older.
He found, because he went in time back. It was back in time. The time traveler went back and got him from the Alamo, and then he had his Bowie knife and his revolver and such. And then he went forward in time, got into a Datsun, and the Datsun turned into a time machine. And then he ended up there and didn't know why that his Coca-Cola was registered as drug paraphernalia. Good God,
Paraphernalia.
That gun shouldn't worry a soul.
That's in bad shape, man.
I don't think, if you try to shoot it, it might kill you as you're firing it.
Colby, what car do you think makes a better time machine, a DeLorean or a Datsun?
You know what? Now I'm going with Datsun just because I'm stuck on it.
Me too. I used to have a Datsun. I had a 1981 Datsun B210, which was the precursor to the Sentra.
Sweet.
Things were better when they numbered cars. You had the Datsun B210, the B510, which was the Sentra, became the Sentra, and then the B810, which became the Maxima. Just freaking give us numbers.
I got tired, and I'll be honest, the 300Z and all those.
Oh, I love those.
I mean, I love those cars.
240.
But give me an actual name. I wanted a name to go with it. I didn't need the numbers.
I think names are stupid.
Nothing will beat, like the Charger. Shit like that.
Stupid. Corvette. The only cool car name ever.
Oh, there's plenty of cool car names, sir.
All right, we need to do a list for Wednesday.
Because the Lamborghini Countach made me think of feminine parts. Just
Lamborghini Countach, is that what you just said?
yeah. Every time I heard that name, I just thought of vagina, right?
I mean, I thought about that a lot in the 80s.
You know what? Countach, man, just point at somebody. Point next time you're with one of your ladies, just point at their clam and just go Countach.
Countach. Wasn't that a character in Roots, Countach Kinte?
That's no.
No?
That's Kunta Kinte.
Oh, well, they need a car named a Kunta then. A Barracuda.
A Barracuda.
Off the rails, right?
We are. And that's news and notes, everybody.
Oh my God, Colby, how did we get here?
We made it.
Yeah. We want to thank everybody for being a part of the Colby IndyCarTim show. We will be back on. Oh, by the way, Colby, your Texas Rangers down 5-3 in the top of the 6th up in Milwaukee.
All right. Well, it's time to get the Brew crew to go sit down and have Wyatt Langford take this thing home.
He will. Corey Seager's going to get hot. It's going to happen. And then the Texas A&M Aggies currently losing to the Vols in Game 3. And last time I checked on the Edmonton Oilers,
Florida was up 2-1.
Oh, it was 1-1. So it is still 2-1 after 2 periods. Go Edmonton. We love you, Edmonton. We'll be back on Wednesday with another Colby IndyCarTim show. Until then.
No, we don't.
Oh, we won't. We'll see ya.
Yeah, we'll see you.